Hey everybody, welcome back to Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly, and this is our final show of 2022. And what an eventful year it has been for so many of us, and myself in particular. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk a little bit about the year to come, some of the plans that we have, and some thoughts we have on the changes going on in Las Vegas coming up over the next several years. If you haven't, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out, lets us know that you appreciate the content that we provide here on Vegas Tips and Tricks. We're going to be doing a lot of new stuff over the next several months. Many of you have probably noticed we've changed up our production facilities, some of our editing software over the last few weeks, and I think it's been a real positive. And we're going to continue to incorporate some of those new developments and some of the new tools that we have in order to make the experience of Vegas Tips and Tricks a better one. Sorry that we're kind of bouncing around a little bit here. We're sitting here with the laptop on my lap, so it does that a little bit. But first of all, I do want to thank everybody who has been such a big part of Vegas Tips and Tricks over the last year or so and beyond. Well, it's not officially affiliated with the YouTube channel itself. It has been just within the last few days that we welcomed our 200,000th member to our Facebook group of the same name. If you're on Facebook, if you don't mind a little controversy now and then, if you don't want a good source of information and insults, then definitely check us out on there. But one of the largest Vegas channels anywhere on Facebook. We're really proud of that, and I give all the credit to so many of my moderators who've helped out with that over the years. Of course, we are here on, as you watch this, December 30th or December 31st. So we're about to head into 2023, which seems almost mind-boggling to me. It has been a very eventful year. As many of you know, I have moved this past few months. I got married this year, and somehow in the mix of all that, managed to make it to Vegas 3 separate times. Probably spent more time in Vegas in 2022 than I did in any other year that I can think of. I probably is the most ever. So it's been a great deal of fun. Now, we did talk a little bit about our plans for 2023 in our live. I guess that's about a week and a half ago. I had a lot of fun with that. We didn't have a lot of people in there, but I think we sat and talked for about an hour and a half, and it was great connecting with all of you. As I said at the time, and I'll say it today, I have been terrible over the past several weeks, months, of really staying up to date on other folks' channels, even people that I'm really, really fond of. So I do apologize in advance if I haven't checked out some of your vlogs over the past several weeks or months, but eventually, hopefully, we'll get around to that. Now, do have a trip coming up in March, which should be pretty exciting. Going to be a fairly short trip. Going to fly out on Sunday, March the 19th. Going to come back on Thursday, March the 23rd. That's just 4 nights. Hopefully, it will be both myself and the wife. That is the plan at this point. And we're going to be staying, I don't think I revealed this at the time, I'm going to be staying at Vdara in one of their entry-level suites. Have not stayed there before. Got a pretty good rate on that, and just seemed like a really good place as a base of operations. Just pretty much anything you could possibly need in a hotel room, it's going to be there. From closet space to kitchen accessories, refrigerator, everything. So I'm excited to do that. Obviously going to be really close to Aria, Bellagio, Park MGM, Planet Hollywood, all those places. And I enjoy playing at most of those spots. So it'll be a good location for us from there. I don't really know if anybody else is planning to be there that week. I think we might overlap very briefly with some folks towards the beginning and end of the trip, but just really looking forward to a laid back kind of relaxing place. I will be interested to see how something that I did just this past week will impact my experience there in Las Vegas. As many of you know, I was able to match a number of different tier credits over the past year. I think we matched my Wyndham Rewards credit to Caesars to Diamond, and then from Caesars Diamond, I got to MGM Gold. That will end at the end of this calendar year, which is literally a couple of days away. But I decided to apply and was fortunate enough to be accepted to receive the MGM Rewards credit card, the MasterCard that they offer, which at the very least is supposed to offer you access to the sort of premier check-in areas, so you can avoid the long check-in lines. Now, I know probably a number of you are going to say, and rightly so, that MGM has been very good over the past few years about updating their remote check-in or their pre-check-in, so you don't even really have to deal with a person. But if you do, that'll be nice, I guess. And I will say that's one of the things that has changed very much over the last couple of years is I have migrated from spending a lot of time and money at the various Caesars properties to the MGM properties. In addition to Vdara, I do still have several other properties that I want to stay at that I haven't stayed at with MGM. That would include MGM Grand, Park MGM, which is one of the properties we considered on this particular trip. I guess, if you think about it, Nomad or MGM Signature, there's a lot of possibilities there. But I look forward to continuing to spend some time and investing much of my gambling dollar with them over the next couple of years. Hopefully, I'll be able to stay at most of those properties. Now, the other thing that's coming up in 2023 is John Timber. And right now it's looking like John Timber is going to take place roughly between September 4th, September 8th of next year. The reason it's John Timber is because, God willing, I will be turning 40, 50? No, 60. Yeah, I know, hard to believe. 60 years old on September the 6th. So we're trying to celebrate that. It's looking very likely that will happen. So, connect with us here on the channel. If you know me on Twitter, any other way, social media-wise, you'll get connected that way as well. But we'll keep you up to date on John Timber. But it's sounding like there'll probably be some activities on the 5th, 6th, 7th of September. So, and that's, I think, right after Labor Day this year. So that's actually a good thing in terms of trying to book room rates, because they've been pretty brutal at times lately over the holidays. That's coming up in the year to come. Again, kind of looking back at the year that passed. And I think I probably ruminated on 2022, maybe a little too much. But I guess hopefully you can forgive me on that, because it was pretty epic. In March, I had not yet reconnected with the woman who would be my wife. We were very close to meeting up. She was not able to get back to Kansas prior to that trip. And so I went to the Keno wedding, and I have to say it was one of the most challenging trips in terms of somehow trying to make it work financially, because it was right in the middle of March Madness. Have never been there during March Madness before. Ironically, this year was a year that the Kansas Jayhawks, my alma mater, actually won the NCAA title, and they started that run while we were there in March. But it was pretty crazy, and it was pretty awesome, obviously, connecting with so many people for the Keno wedding. I think there were something like 85, 90 of us there. There's a great image picture that they took of all of us there waiting. So I got to meet a number of people I've never met before, and it was a great run. As many of you may remember from my vlog, I struggled throughout the entire trip to somehow get a 4 of a kind on video poker. And I will say most of the rest of the year, I really kind of shied away from video poker. Most of the rest of my trips, I played Keno. Occasional session of VP, occasional time playing some slots, usually to kill time. But the most success I had in terms of gambling in 2022 was playing sort of gimmicky games with pretty bad odds. And if you watch the live week and a half ago or so, one of the highlights for me, obviously, was the last 24 hours or so, 36 hours or so, I guess, that the wife and I were in Las Vegas because we finally made our way downtown. We were playing the Fortune Cup. And I always like to bet money on the longest of the long shots, whether it be the quinellas or just the individual horses. And I've had pretty good success over the past few years, hitting some like 80, 90 to 1 shots. But you don't really think about it as being kind of a big time sort of hand pay. But that one Thursday night, I had $1 down on, I think it was like a 250 to 1 quinella, and somehow against all odds it came in, and I'm over here cheering like a madman, and I look over and the wife had put $5 down on the same exact bet. And I'm sure you've heard the story before, but $1,350, whoa, here we go, and a hand pay later, it was a pretty epic night. And then just had some great success playing at the Sahara the next day. So yeah, I had a good time. There have been a lot of issues in Las Vegas this past year. We once again, just this past day, heard about some issues with violence, gun violence downtown. It just kind of breaks your heart. And I have to say, probably one of the most disappointing things about 2022 is I think I spent 19 nights in Vegas. I think that sounds right, 19 or 20, and not a single one of them was spent downtown. And we made it downtown a couple of times on the last trip, and at least once, both in March and July. I had a good time with it, but I never did actually get to spend a night there. So still looking at maybe an overlap in March, possibly booking a room on a Monday or Tuesday night when we're there at one of the properties I haven't stayed at before, maybe the D, Four Queens, Circa, Golden Nugget, we'll see. But that's definitely a possibility. But it's been a rough year for Vegas in terms of violence, and certainly downtown has been most affected by that, I would say. And again, I would say in most cases, you're still talking about one of the safest places you can visit anywhere in the U.S., certainly one of the safest tourist destinations. So don't let that dissuade you too much. I'm looking forward to getting downtown again because just within the last few weeks, the Fremont Hotel and Casino has expanded their casino and has opened up a brand new sort of food court thing that looks really cool. There's also an outside patio on, I guess, is it 2nd Street, 3rd Street, whatever it is, the street where you can walk down to downtown Grand and the Mob Museum, and so I'm excited for that. That's not a bad block, but definitely doing something with that block and making it better is a good thing. So, let me know if you have any ideas. 2022, I didn't spend a night anywhere off the Strip, and I didn't spend a night anywhere downtown. It was all Strip properties, and that was basically because that's where I got offers. I had offers from both MGM and Caesars. Unfortunately, didn't get to spend any nights at the Wynn Encore this time around. Again, as you all know, one of my favorite properties. But so we'll see what 2023 brings. I'm excited to welcome it in. It will be a challenging year, but an exciting year. And I look forward, hopefully, to meeting a lot of you in Las Vegas, whether it be in March or later on in September. But stay in touch with us here on Vegas Tips and Tricks. If you have any comments, any questions, please leave them in the comments below. We're going to probably start next week with another sort of episode revision of Vegas 101, really helping people plan trips to Las Vegas. So, we have so many longtime subscribers here, so many great listeners who helped us out, continue to watch our channel, provide great feedback for us. But if you know anyone, I had a great comment a couple of weeks ago from someone that was like, wow, this is a great channel. It needs more promotion. Well, we're going to work on making it a better channel and a channel that gets more promotion. But if you do have any friends or colleagues thinking about coming to Las Vegas, let them know about the channel, because we're really all about helping people plan a better Vegas vacation, have a better Vegas experience, and hopefully make their way back again and again. Want to wish each and every one of you a very happy holidays, a very happy new year, and we will see you next year. We'll see you in the middle of next week with another one of our Vegas Tips and Tricks shorts, and we'll be back with the very first of the Vegas Tips and Tricks weekly shows for 2023, just a week from today. Until then, I hope that you have a great, lucky, and healthy week. We'll see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.